John Johnson joined Jealous Jenny Jerry making apple jelly. What's going on, everybody? I promise you only got one more day of that corny ass shit.
KL. Remember?
Oh, shit.
You got two of them.
I shouldn't have told my half true feelings so early. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. We're getting close, so Happy New Year in advance, all that good shit. Welcome to the Whatever We Want podcast. Of course, I am one of the hosts of the show. I go by the name of Jazz or Super Jazz.
Super Jazz.
As nature intended. SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And of course, I am always joined by the other host of the show.
Oh, y'all know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis, Feo Grande on YouTube, sometimes referred to as Pete on this show. I'm here as well.
And as we always say, everybody, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We don't lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they money 24.
Money 24 when it's not even 2024. That's what we're doing.
Because it's like a week away from the next show we do. It will be every Merry Christmas.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
Every Merry Christmas. Every forward in.
We let the chips fall where they may every Wednesday. Yep, we sure do. This is one of them there Wednesdays, good sir.
What is going on, man? What's poppin', dude?
Not much, man. You know, the holiday season. It's a pretty wonderful time of the year. Some may say it's the most. That's up for interpretation. But had some family near, making spirits bright and all. Even got a shirt out of it. Kind of funny.
Spirits.
Yeah, some keg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Making spirits bright. And yeah, having a good time, enjoying Christmas. Probably the least amount of Christmas music I've listened to in any year in my life.
A lot of people not a lot of people, but I was seeing stuff here and there where people were like, this didn't really feel like Christmas. I didn't hear a lot of people saying it, but I was seeing stuff here and there. And it kind of didn't. But one of the main reasons it didn't, obviously you in Florida. So, obviously you ain't getting no goddamn snow.
Well, no, we got rain.
Well, yeah, we did. But St. Louis, it was fucking, 50 degree, like I think high 50, low 60s, no snow at all. Now I think it's 40s. And it's just like, not that I'm complaining,
Yeah.
But
we had rain on Christmas. Still went to the beach, but we had rain on Christmas.
Well, you went to the beach because you had people in town. They wanted to see it, I guess.
Oh, yeah, we were there for all of 10, 15 minutes. Enough time to walk, look at the sand. Wow, there's still some people actually walking here on the beach. Oh boy, that water looks pretty dirty. Is that a cruise ship in the distance? Let's take some pictures. All right, let's get back in the car.
People were out there shirtless and shit.
Not shirtless, but there was more people than you expected. Just kind of walking the beach. Some couples, some not. Just people actually enjoying the beach on the day. It has stopped raining, but it was still overcast. It was not a day that I would have wanted to go through. Anybody would say, hey, let's wake up and go to the beach. But these people lived on the freaking beachfront. So, of course, they're just going to go out.
Is that a thing? Is the water normally kind of dirty?
That water was.
I don't
that water looked dirty as hell. That was the observation I made when I looked. I'm like, that is some dirty ass water. The opposite coast, the Daytona Beach or whatever, doesn't look that bad. Or at least the times I've seen it when I've gone to the CEOs and stuff. The water looks blue, so that helps. But the water probably could have, to benefit of a doubt, water probably could have looked grayer because it's reflecting the overcast sky, and that could have helped tint the water to look worse than it actually did.
Either way, it looked dirty as fuck, though.
Yeah, it looked dirty as fuck.
I don't know why
And it
that
was my first time going to that particular beach, so I was just like, okay. I don't go to the beach a lot.
Yeah, I was picking up as to what you were saying. I was like, I mean, I know you anyway, so I would assume like you might not go to the beach a lot, but you probably go to the beach, throughout the course of a full year. You might go to the beach 3 times, maybe. You also been living in Orlando for a minute now too, so it's like the mystique of a beach has worn off, But I already know, like, I'm like, well, you probably don't go there, but then by the way you talking, I'm like, he really probably don't go to the damn beach. Shit. Well, next time I come, shit, it's been over 10 years now since I fucking come, because I visited you in
2013.
So next time I come back, I'm gonna have to make you take me to a fucking beach.
You should come to CEO next year in Daytona.
Honestly, I probably
It's
should.
on the beach.
You gonna go to the beach with me?
It's the hotel is on the beach. It's literally the hotel. You go out the back of the hotel, you're on the beach.
I'm saying you gonna get in the water with me to go get in that
Get in
dirty
the
ass
water. I can't swim. Well, Daytona's water's cleaner than Coco's, apparently.
I can't swim either, motherfucker. But I mean, shit, I'm 5'7", so if we go on 4-foot water, we good. Shit. So you gonna get that water with me? Wear some swimming trunks and shit.
If I remember to buy them.
Just get in the water with me in your regular clothes. Take your phone out your pocket. You can go back and just watch them. We'll be all right.
Chilling on the beach sounds cool.
Okay, I just wanted to see what you're gonna say. My Christmas morning, because for those of y'all who are observing this, watching, listening, whatever, we are filming this episode. Was it the 26th? God, I had to think. So the day right after my Christmas morning was
and it airs the 27th.
Huh?
I said it airs the 27th.
Right. No, I'm saying we're filming it the day after, right?
Yeah. Well, it's also airing after Christmas, so saying that what you're saying is taking place after Christmas would still line up with their reality.
Oh, duh. The more you know. Duh, that's a good one. Oh shit! It's like, so I didn't have to clarify.
Yeah,
because it's still like shortly after Christmas either way.
Yeah.
Good Lord, Jazz.
When I'm recording this 2 weeks ago and being like, how do you think your Christmas went? Well, my Christmas went well. I might have gone to the,
or 2 weeks after, for that matter. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Literally like a day after, and then uploading it 2 days after. Good Lord.
Like if we had a queue that was weeks ahead, and then we like finally start talking about Christmas in the middle of January, and people are like, "What, guys? We're recording this the 26th."
Right, that'd be a whole different thing. That's funny. Goddamn. Anyway, no, my Christmas went with me. So I had this whole idea. Like maybe a week, maybe like 2-ish weeks, not full 2 weeks, but maybe like a week and a half, a week out from Christmas. I had this whole idea. I was like, because you've been knowing me. You know how much I love sweet potatoes, right?
Yeah.
Like I love me some fucking sweet potatoes. Like it's kind of stupid how much I love sweet potatoes, right?
Okay.
Well, you probably didn't know I was there. You probably know I was a fiend like that, but you do know I love sweet potatoes.
Sure. I know that me not liking sweet potatoes is rare.
I didn't know you didn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. Me not liking sweet potatoes is rare and weird, and I'm willing to admit when I don't like something is weird.
Especially as a black dude, I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah. But
yeah. But I love me some fucking sweet potatoes. Even don't like sweet potatoes either. Shout out to Big Bro. But anyway, so I love sweet potatoes and shit, and I had this idea because obviously get together with my fam every Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, all that shit. So I was like, I'm gonna make a sweet potato pie for the first time. I've never made one. I told my mom, she's like, oh Lord, Like he was like, like I make sweet potato pie. Oh, okay, I've never made one before. Oh Lord, like jokingly. Had this whole idea. I went to my Christmas shopping last minute. By last minute, I mean the 23rd. Shit.
That's how you get those fresh sweet potatoes.
Well, no, I mean shopping as in gifts, and then also the food for everybody too.
Oh,
right, yeah. So I had bought that stuff, and I bought like pancake mix and eggs and bacon, and I was gonna wake up on because obviously everybody's off on Christmas. I was gonna wake up. I got on-site laundry. I was gonna put a load in, start washing my clothes, start the sweet potatoes, roasting because you gotta soften them up first. Make myself breakfast. Merry Christmas, Jazz. It's gonna be a great day. Do. Woke up and had one of the biggest headaches. So all this shit went out the fucking window. just migraine, just right behind the eye. You just feel the vein. It was just all day, just fucking the night before. My aunt was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have dinner. Y'all probably know anyway, but just so you know, we're having dinner at my place, which we always do at her place at 3. Fucking 4 o'clock. I'm still at home. Ibn, hey man, where you at? Still at home. Damn man, come on. Like I feel it good. I'm sorry. About a half hour later. Where you at? Anybody asking? No, they're not really asking, but where you at, So I finally showed up 2.5 hours later with my gifts. Fucking the pie is still not made worth shit. The ingredients on my counter. Breakfast, bacon, eggs, and pancakes. What's that? That fucking headache. That shit took me out. I don't know. I had a headache. It's weird as shit. I had a headache Thanksgiving that made me late, and I had a headache Christmas that made me late.
You get a case of the bah humbugs?
That's why I'm like, I'm allergic to holidays. What the fuck is this? Like, so that's how my Christmas was. But I mean, I got some good gifts. One thing I will say that I got, because I got, clothes and other shit like that. But one thing I did get, my aunt hit me and Ibn up shit like a day or 2 days right after Thanksgiving and was like, hey, I saw this. Do y'all want to do this? This is what I'm gonna get y'all for Christmas. And we were like, yeah, fucking AEW Collision is coming here. And she bought us floor seats.
Nice.
Fucking crazy.
I don't know if they're. I doubt they're floor seats, but I'm sure they're great seats anyway. I got some seats to a tickets to AEW show on Wednesday tonight, I guess.
Oh, so you're going to AEW
Dynamite
technically tomorrow?
Tonight, yeah. Tonight, Wednesday, the night that's airing, because this is airing on the 27th.
And it doesn't hurt their reality.
And it still lines up with their reality, Jazz.
It still lines up with their reality. Oh, shit. That's cool. Can you say who gave you the tickets or you don't want to say? I'm just curious.
Roommate.
Oh, damn.
Going with the roommate.
I figured that's who. That dude.
Yeah, we're going. We had forgotten about the tickets. We got them a while ago. Look, man, a
lot of shit going on.
I am falling out of the loop with AEW.
I need to get back into it too.
To be fair, some changes is going on over there, and things is not looking good for AEWs. Things aren't looking good for our heroes at the moment.
I'm not one of them people, as far as the internet goes, is gonna speak hyperbolic and say AEW is gonna shut down and its doors are gonna close. And
that ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying
I know
it ain't looking good. I don't know if the not WWE killer, because it's kind of like WoW in the MMO game at this point. You're not going to kill it. All you can hope to is be mentioned, and competing with it, be as endemic as they are.
Enough, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if they reach that without something happening soon, because
the biggest thing
they lost a lot of momentum, especially with this CM Punk thing.
I said when they came out, and obviously, we won't go too far into this, y'all, because But anyway, I said when they first came out, the big thing that would be for anything, and this was not wishing no type of downfall or anything or nothing like that, but the biggest thing for anything, whatever the medium, whatever the field, whatever, I said we'll see where they will be in 5 years. 2024 is technically 5 years. Or the end of this year, I think March, the end of year 5, whatever. We'll see where they'll be in 5 years. Because it's like after the new car smell, so to speak, wears off, how does the car still run? You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think that one thing that kills a lot of companies when it comes to wrestling and shit is like you said, be a competitor, but don't try to compete. You're not gonna kill WWE. WWE could do its worst, shittiest fucking like content, which it did a few years ago with no competition, and it's still gonna make money hand over fist. It is too much of a juggernaut and stronghold in the wrestling industry.
It's endemic at this point.
They were pumping out the worst fucking like content that they have produced a few years ago, and they were still making money hand over fist without trying. So the thing is, you have to compete, because when they were on WWE programming mentioning AEW in some aspects, or putting NXT live to compete, but saying it's not the case, and they come up with the press conference.
Yeah.
AEW does scrums because they're top. When they start emulating what y'all do or acknowledging what y'all do, and y'all only been here for like 2 years, you're making a difference. You don't have to, because what fucked TNA up back in the day? TNA tried to go live. They tried to fucking
let me tell you something, brother. We should move it to Mondays. Get rid of our unique six-sided ring, and let's do it in a square circle, brother. Yeah, let's beat WWE 2.0. Uh-oh.
If I come out with some food and I start selling food and making food trucks, and I get a name for myself in St. Louis, maybe even in Missouri, that's good. That's dope. I don't need to try and compete with fucking McDonald's. Bruh, like, chill out. Like, no, So certain shit, yeah. But the biggest thing that any wrestling company needs that's going to make a big deal for it, and AEW, like I said, it's not going to close this door. People are speaking hyperbolic or whatever, like they fucking know how to run a company. Calm down. But the biggest thing that they need is they just need a big star with a good storyline.
Yeah, and I heard this devil thing is good. I fell out of the loop a while back.
Thanks.
And when CM Punk showed up in WWE, my dark horse entrance just for shits and giggles, like it like had the devil had CM Punk turned out to be the devil,
that would have been amazing.
That AEW, that would have been what they needed. Instead, it turned out that, Real Glass, Cry Me a River is going to be the beginning of the downfall of the company. ESPN presents 30 for 30, Cry Me a River, the AEW story.
I will say this. And Ibn, who is a big defender of AEW for good reason, because he actually still watches it, and he's like,
yeah, they have some good. The match quality is still really good.
The match quality has never dipped.
It's just caring about the matches.
Yeah, exactly. Storylines and some stars and shit like that. And not even all, some stars. But no, I will say this though. If they don't stick the landing on the devil, that's going to be a huge blow.
Well,
but this devil is, if this ain't something that is some fucking like every wrestling fan gasps, that's gonna be a big blow.
I just want the "It's Me, Austin" approach. I don't even care anymore.
Bruh, if it's motherfucking Tony Khan,
we still have JR there to be like, son of a bitch.
If it's Tony Khan, because the only like
it's me, Maxwell.
Yeah, you remember we joked about that on another episode. If CM Punk was the best bet, it's obviously not gonna be him. So
it's Adam Cole, baby.
People saying Adam Cole, Jack Perry are like the main two.
They can't. Oh, they are not gonna like it if they make it Jack Perry.
Well, the reason why they saying
That dude
Jack,
is already seen as the reason that CM Punk left, even if it's not entirely the reason. Like, he's already beyond on-screen character hated by the AEW fan base because they feel like AEW picked him over CM Punk, and that is why they will lose to WWE in the end because Punk went there, because they wanted to side with Real Glass versus Punk not wanting to use Real Glass, which is the craziest thing for that to be what ended that. Such a random throwaway line. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea it had anything to do with CM Punk. It was just Real Glass, carry me a river. I'm like, that's a weird thing to say, but he's like, okay, it's Real Glass. I guess
he got right in the camera and said it like purposely he was basically looking directly at CM Punk on some fuck you shit.
Yeah, I thought he's saying it to like some people that say wrestling's fake or some shit, and called it. I thought he was calling out people like, oh, Jungle Boy's a pussy. He doesn't take real things. He's too much of a pretty boy, silver spoon ass, Luke Perry ass motherfucker. And so he's like, oh yeah, Real Glass, nigga. Well, maybe not that hard, but Real Glass, motherfucker. I don't think he would have gone that far. I don't think he forgot where he was. No. He definitely would have been the one fired if that happened.
If he would have said that and then still had a job, I would never watch AEW again. Like, what the hell? Anyway, no, but I mean, not as crazy of a year, suffice it to say, not as crazy of a year as 2022, because 2022 is going to go down as one of the wildest fucking years in fucking just wrestling history, at least recently. But 2023 was an interesting year too. It was. There's some shit that happened. But anyway, so like I said, everybody, normally we fly by the seat of our pants with these. Every now and then we do what we've dubbed to be a guided episode.
Like last week. Or 2 weeks ago, I guess.
Oh, yeah. So this is somewhat of a guided episode, but we still just gonna riff in between. But because this is the last whatever we want of 2023, I came up with the idea that we would come up with 3 things that we feel worthy to say happened to us throughout the course of this year, good or bad. 3 things that we feel worthy to mention that we just gonna kind of talk about. So, unless you want to go first, I guess I'll kick it off because it's my idea.
I can go first. So, yeah, you just want to list all 3 things, and it's things that we accomplished, however big or small, that we're proud of.
It doesn't necessarily have to be accomplishments, just 3 things that happened to you.
3 things.
Like, three things that happened throughout your year. Accomplishments that happened to you, whatever. Just 3 things that happened throughout your year that you feel that are noteworthy.
Noteworthy. Okay. Yes. So,
and you don't have to list them all back to back. You can just like say it and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. The objectivity of noteworthy is, in questions for some of the for a couple of these. One I have that I think actually is like value, but I know some of your accomplishments from this year. So I'm gonna go with mine first because we saved the best for last. So one of
comparison is a thief of joy. Go ahead.
Or, in this case, not necessarily. Sometimes it's just stating the facts. Anyway, the bottom line is so I'll get the most minor one out the way because there's a lot of people that, well, I say a lot, but quite a few people out there that be like, that ain't shit. This is the first time this year with Street Fighter 6 we're playing a ranked game, in any kind of ranked game that involves competing with people, that I reached a platinum rank. Like I'm platinum 4 or whatever in Street Fighter 6 with Cammy. I've been doing that on stream. That's the highest I've ever been ranked in anything. Now, I say it's not a real accomplishment because the rank system works different in 6 than 5. So, like, it's not platinum in this game is easier to get than it would have been in Street Fighter V. So it's like, am I really a platinum level player? You know what I mean? Am I really getting that better at the game? But it feels like I did. So that was kind of noteworthy to me. That's why I'm like, most people be like, talk to me when you hit master, when the game actually begins.
What's up?
Spoiler, between platinum and master is diamond. So
I was gonna say, so what do you have to like do to get platinum?
Win a certain number of matches and algorithms and give you points. Pretty much, you win or lose, you gain and lose league points, and you rank up depending on how many points you got.
You got so. Do you remember around what month that happened?
So Street Fighter 6 came out in June.
Okay.
I normally in Street Fighter, I normally play this red guy here for the folks at home, Ken Masters. I normally play that character in Street Fighter games. He's really good in this game too. Like, there's no reason I shouldn't play him if I just wanted to be a tier enthusiast and everything. Except for the fact that I don't have the execution to play him and I can't make it work for me, unfortunately. Like, I maxed out at like gold 2 or something, and you get like 5 in each thing before moving up. So I maxed out at like gold 2 or gold 3. Never really got that far with Ken. I just couldn't make it work, despite the fact that he's like top 3 character in the game. Oh well, let's see. Since I've been playing a lot of Guilty Gear Strive, and I played Giovanna, the character in that game, and it changed my philosophy going forward for playing characters or maining characters in games, because her and Doomsday from Injustice 1, the play styles of those characters, or at least with me and those characters, just felt more natural than me just kind of playing another character that I like based on simply aesthetics. It helped that I like Doomsday and Giovanna because of aesthetics, but the synergy of playstyle and everything, and I'm like, oh shit, this just fucking works. So I'm like, you know what, let's look for something that I can play like Giovanna in Street Fighter 6, because I'm now going to try to stick with this as my game style for 2D fighters going forward. If a new one comes out, let me go with these kind of characters, or the characters that I can play in that fashion. And
it's a smart way to look at it.
I initially went, because I'm the worst player of fighting games in my friend group.
Yeah, you said that before.
Yeah, everybody in my friend group has a top 8 medal from a fucking tournament, except for me.
Well, and I've like we said it off camera, I think, but I've hung with your friends and shit, and I met, and them motherfuckers, some of them especially, play fuck games, like they fucking. Yeah, so
all of them have top 8 medals, and that actually, the ones that actually enter tournaments. There's a couple that don't have top 8 medals, but they don't enter tournaments. But the ones that actually enter tournaments, all of them have top 8 medals from tournaments, except for me. So I'm tired of being the worst player in the group. So I'm trying to at least improve a little bit. Like, I'm not going to win a major or something, but can I at least get close to a top 8? Can I top 8 in a game that nobody else plays? Or some shit? Can I get some kind of medal in a fucking tournament? You know, something to prove that the past 15, 20 years of fighting games haven't left me at the same level that I started 15 years ago. Because right now, I got no proof that I've improved at all from 2005. But anyway, so I picked Juri to initially because she dashes a lot. She can abuse plus frames and stuff, or advantageous situations in the game a lot, like kind of like Giovanna in the game. But I entered like some local quick O2 bodied. I think CEO. I also O2 destroyed. Just damn, nah, this character's not clicking. But playing her, I got up to like gold 4. You know, it was doing better than the Ken was. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And then one day, I'm playing around with some characters on stream, and I picked Cammy. Try her out.
Okay.
Now, historically, my buddy 11 Frames, has always continues to remind me of this. Historically, I have not liked fighting against Cammy, and it led to a lot of hatred for the character itself, because Cammy's a very popular character for obvious reasons. But with me never doing good against her, yes, aesthetics, exactly.
Right.
She gets
Spiralero.
yeah, Spiralero, Cammy Drill, all that stuff. Anyway, but because she's a popular character and me constantly losing to her with whoever playing her, that led to a lot of hatred of the character, which led to a lot of me not wanting to play the character on principle. But I'm figuring I'm gonna try some characters out this game. Let's see what happens. And
you're taking it more serious.
This is about I want to say it's about September, mid-September-ish. Just playing around with Cammy, try to learn her. Then I'm like, okay, we'll go into the ranking system. Okay, when you first do ranked, luckily with Street Fighter 6, your rank is different per character. So you could be, let's say, a bronze Zangief and a legendary Dawson. It's like, okay, your Zangief's not good, but you're clearly good with this character. No reason to say you're a scrub just because you're bad with Geef. So I was like, but when you first go into rank, you go 1 to 10, or you do 10 placement matches. They just put you against people, and based on how you do, they rank you. My placement matches put me at like gold 5 with Cammy. By the end of the stream that day, I was platinum.
Let's go.
I was plat 1.
That's good.
And I was like, so apparently this clicks. Well,
apparently.
I guess I'm a Cammy player now. And luckily, Street Fighter V had also opened my mind to be playing, because I had tried this approach before. I just didn't know what I was looking for when I tried it in the past. Anyway, platinum in a game.
What's up?
Some kind of thing that says I'm improving, even though it's not a concrete thing that says I'm actually improving at the game. So that's why I said it's not really the objectivity of the noteworthiness of that accomplishment. Yeah. Now, something more noteworthy that I am proud of is we're wrapping up. This is like, I don't even remember, I don't know the numbers of these episodes and stuff, but you and I started this a while back. In a couple months or a few months, however many months, we'll have wrapped up year 3. And around the same time, I will be wrapping up year 2 of another podcast. So, and while starting and probably reaching the halfway point of year 1 of a third. So that's really cool. And in conjunction with just how long those podcasts is at, something that's cool for me, or something that I've enjoyed from this, is finally melding 2 of like my friend groups a little bit more, because I've known y'all forever and I've known Bill for slightly less than forever. Like, I think in the real objective time span of it, it's like 2 or 3 years difference in how long I've known the 2 of y'all. Like objectively, it can't be that big of a time difference. It feels like it, because time is hella slow when you're a kid, but objectively it's not that big of a difference in terms of how long.
Somebody put it in perspective for me, somebody younger than me actually too, not like, still an adult, but this was a few years ago, and he was like, when you're a kid, 1 year is like, you're 8, that's 1/8 of your life, or you're 10, that's 1/10 of your life. But then you get older, and it's like a year is 1/30th of your life. It's like that. That's why it feels so much more significant. Like, dude, 1/8 and 1/30th. Like,
2019 was 4 years ago.
Ain't that fucking crazy?
Like,
it's like 5, really, because it's like we're a few days from it being 5 years ago. So,
yeah. So
Ain't that fucking
Yeah,
wild, bro?
yeah. AEW's been around for fucking 4 years. Like
Yeah,
that's crazy. I
yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
I still feel like it's on year 2, year 3.
yeah. It really does sometimes feel like it's like going on to like the second year, and
Yeah,
then technically, if you count 2019, they're closing in on 5.
yeah.
So
But
that's
so that's the second accomplishment is finally because you guys finally in the last couple years really starting to interact.
me and Bill, and I know Bill would. I mean, this is fucking obvious. So I know Bill would obviously agree with it. Me and Bill, because we are the main two hosts of your shows. Through the shows, and you being the link, me and Bill are becoming better friends off of this shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, and that's one thing that is like a byproduct, kind of like what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that
Feeling myself
happening,
or
that
something.
byproduct is that because me, I like having everybody get along
Yeah.
unless I don't want them to.
Nah, I'm joking. I don't know what the fuck that means.
I don't either. I don't know why I stared, but I liked staring at the camera in a serious fashion.
Even when I
love the
tried to,
switch up though.
even when I tried to let the joke like linger, like, oh, he's joking, and then you kept it going. I was like, oh, he's being serious anyway, and you weren't being serious
But,
at all.
Yeah, so, and number 3, and this one, yeah, objectivity is intended.
Do you want to say your third? Or do you want to let me go? Then you go with the third, and then come back, or do like Well, no, you've been listening. You've been listening, so you list your third. Yeah.
This is the first year in a long time where I can say I've, aside from doing podcasts or YouTube videos or Twitch streams, first time I've been getting back into my craft as an actor.
I knew that had to be on your list. I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Cat's more or less out of the bag to an extent, considering you can go on IMDb and see it.
That's
but
cool.
I am 2 minor roles through the graces of people that I know. I have had 2 minor roles this year. I had one in the movie for 2 things coming out next year. There's one called Pancake Man. That'll be fun. It's like a little thriller comedy. I say comedy because it has a lot of funny things in the script, and the premise is silly to me. It's called Pancake Man, for crying out loud, but it's a fun time. It's more of an action thriller though. Pancake Man, and then I'm also in another movie called Cursed Waters, which is a pirate film.
That's
So,
that's so
those
cool.
two.
Like, I obviously I know because we've talked about it a little bit, right? But when you were telling me about it, I was like, that's the coolest shit ever because you travel, to go,
Mhm.
like shoot the shit and do all that. And I'm like, that's so fucking dope.
And Cat's still in the bag because I'm still not sure what I can and can't say. You know how I am. I'm going somewhere else next year. I'm going to Vegas for something else next year. Already got it lined up.
Let's fucking go.
So yeah, that is my third accomplishment of the year. That's why I'm saying objective. I don't have to be like, oh, the objectivity of this one's in question. Nah, this one is objectively an accomplishment.
Well, that's why I say have a big or small on all your things, though, because I think that's cool as shit, man. And I will say this about the podcast thing too, that one of the main things that has helped whatever we want, not for me not being interested, but at times I've been, busy or whatever the fuck. And one of the main things that's helped whatever we want continue is your what's the word? Willpower and fortitude with this shit to make sure, like, hey, what you doing? What we filming? What's going on? What's up?
Oh, it's a
And then-
team effort.
Right. But I mean, I'm still giving you the credit, and then the fact that you do the editing and all that too. Like, so it definitely. And then and then the platinum thing, like you said, that's cool. Your friends probably don't care.
Oh, they don't care about rank. No.
Well,
But
I'm no,
they also don't shit on me for my rank or nothing either.
let me finish what I was gonna say. I was gonna say they probably don't care about you being the least good player as much as you care about being on par with them. Is what I was
Oh
gonna say.
yeah, big character flaw. I'm competitive, but I'm bad at the things I'm competitive at.
But I'm
Huge,
saying they probably
huge.
don't. They probably don't care as much that you're
Yeah.
not on the level as you want to be on the level. But I'm saying good for you for taking the shit serious enough up to a point to want to get to that level, right? Uh, and the last thing is just dope as fuck. Like you got a fucking IMDb credit, and you've like fucking been on movie sets and acted with, some names that like at least a name I know that's like dope as fuck. So that's cool as shit. Like for real, that's dope as fuck, dude. Got to ask motherfuckers like pointers on set, fucking traveling, and anytime you get to travel for your craft and do stuff like that, that just it's because like I said, I have done for a live performance. I've traveled for some acting shit, and sometimes it's just one of them things where it's just like obviously, and you can probably agree with me on this. You're traveling for it, and you're in it because you have to move and do what you got to do. But when you stop and think, it's almost like, yo, somebody is really sanctioning me to travel for this shit. And it almost feels surreal, like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing, right?
Yeah.
It feels so good, like, holy fuck. They actually let me like no. And then I think anytime you get paid for whatever you do, that's like, yo, I love this shit. And y'all just put money in my hand because you said we like what you do too. So that's dope, man. It really. Um, well, this is why I said three big things that happened, whether they were accomplishments or not, because earlier this year, for myself, something that I guess you could say it was an accomplishment. I guess you could say it was an accomplishment, but it ain't really an accomplishment. It definitely was a big thing. So fucking muffler kind of dragging below my motherfucking ride, rigging it up with chicken wire. And I've talked about this before. Rigging it up with chicken wire, shit dragging. I'm gonna be late for work. I used the fucking stock jack in the car, hit that motherfucker in the fucking Quick Trip parking lot, and my motherfucking car fell on me. Woo! Yeah. 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 I know
You
I've talked about
survived the car falling on you. That is an accomplishment.
when you look at it like that, man, that is one of, without a doubt, one of the scariest fucking moments that ever happened to me in my motherfucking life.
Oh yeah.
And if it would have happened in front of my apartment or anywhere else that wasn't as populated as a gas station, I don't know how I would have got out of it. Like I told people, me and one of my good friends, we joke all the time. We joke a lot about how I'm pretty chill, laid back, like whatever, like And the I say the thing that was so scary when my car fell on me wasn't, oh shit, I'm under this car. Oh shit, like I can't. I'm trapped or whatever. The scariest part was when it fell on me, and I realized I couldn't move. That was scary as shit. So that was like, yeah, that's why I said not necessarily an accomplishment, obviously, but I mean, I guess it is an accomplishment if I fucking survived that shit. And I believe that happened February. I believe late February. Yeah. But that was fucking crazy. So got two near death experiences in my life now. Yep. And then yet I'm still afraid to talk to women.
You shouldn't be.
I've actually thought about that before. I'm joking about it, but I have thought like, damn, Jazz, really? Fucking somebody put a gun in your face, and then a car fell on you, and you still can't get over yourself. Anyway,
No,
I'm joking. People listening, I'm joking. Okay. I want people to be like, oh no. All right. Second big thing that happened to me this year. And I started planning this shit last year. But going in the chronology of the year, actually, yeah. So you can learn how to act from taking classes and getting on stage. You can learn how to direct from taking classes and assistant directing. You can learn how to write from taking classes, doing rough drafts, trying. You can't learn how to produce a show until you produce a show. You just have to fucking do it. And I get by with a little help from my friends, or a lot of help from my friends for that matter. Aquarian Rising Productions had its inaugural show, A Colored Funeral, that I have said to so many people with no exaggeration, it is such a cliche to say that it went better than I could have imagined, but it went better than I could have imagined. The reception that show garnered and the attendance that show garnered, because of course I know, as the producer and it being my first show, I know the attendance that we had because it's the first time I had to care about that shit. And the first show, the lowest audience was 16 people. The highest audience was 62 for a first show, and then 221 people, I believe, came through the entire run. That's fucking amazing for my first show. And for it to be an all-black show dealing with black topics and, you know, about black stuff, and obviously that's going to garner a black audience. It was a diverse audience, but, you know, a majority black audience, whatever. And they went to, you know, an area of town that isn't necessarily, you know, like the black area town or whatever. But the fact that people were willing to travel.
Yeah.
So the fact that this was a little further away than, you know, where black people live, and they still came out and saw it. And then we did the Q&As afterwards, which was a dream of mine that I wanted for a show that had such a heavy topic. And some of the cast was on the fence about, I don't know, like most of us will stay, but some of them were on the fence about wanting to do the Q&A throughout. But then from opening night throughout every run, like every show, the cast in its entirety participated in the Q&A, which means that every night we had the full cast up there. And then at the last show, I didn't know, the playwright had come beforehand, but the playwright came to the last show. The director was helping with sound, so he was in the booth. So the last show, we had the entire cast, producer, director, and playwright on stage for Q&A. And it was just that show, it was beyond what I could have imagined for my first show. If I was to never produce another show again, which I'm going to, spoiler alert, but if I was to never produce another show again, I would be perfectly happy with the reception that show was. And that's why I like, yeah, thank you. And that's why, like, when you're up here saying, like, well, you know, this, like, the platinum thing is not, I could sit up here and I could say that some people, you know, they produce shows and they've had bigger audiences.
No. Producing a show is a hell of a lot more of an accomplishment than scoring a platinum rank in a video game. A fucking video game. A fucking monkey. Well, that's a horrible thing to say. A fucking, like, person that, or animal that doesn't even have opposable thumbs can get platinum in Street Fighter 6. They can't put on a goddamn... They can't put on a goddamn production and everything that goes into that. That is an accomplishment, good sir. That is, there's no argument about the objectivity of the level of accomplishment that is.
Well,
that's a literal accomplishment. That's why I was saying. That's why I'm letting you go first, because I'm acknowledging the hard work that you put in, sir, and the success that you came from your hard work.
I appreciate you, my man. I do. But yeah, man. And I have, and you know what I've got in store for next year. I haven't put it out there yet. The most I will say is I got the rights to another show. That's the most I'll say for now. So, like I said, spoiler alert: Aquarium Rising Productions is not done because that was the one thing that I wanted. Was once I produced the show,
Yeah.
to whatever the reception was. The reception was much bigger than I could have imagined. But if I would have had no one show up or like one person out of 6 nights, if I would have had 2 people come through that motherfucker, I still would have made it. I would have reassessed and said, what do I need to fix it? But I didn't want this to be, oh, look, Jazz did a thing. Good for him. And that's it. No, I want Aquarium Rising Productions to get a name and it be an actual company and do something for a while.
You started a company and put on the show and got a good reception.
Yeah, that last thing you said is what amazed me over anything else.
Like that's I understand. Like you said, you'd have been satisfied either way because you got the show done. But to get it done and do it right, all the more of an accomplishment.
Shout out to my grandma. She would always say, if a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all. Rest in peace, Granny. Third thing that I decided to put down on the list was supposed to happen sooner, but it took some people a long time to say yay or nay, and if they would do it or if they wouldn't go and do it, and people chickening out, but I guess not fully saying they was chickening out, and some people had good excuses as to why they couldn't go, and this and that and that and this. So I'm over here waiting, and it should have happened a while ago, to the point where one of my friends thought that I was bitching out when I wasn't because I was waiting on other people, so she did it without me on a different day and all this shit. But after a month and a half, or I'll say after probably about 2 months of saying, hey, I'm gonna do this thing, and finally doing it solo dolo. Shout out to my mom for joining me that day, but not joining me doing it. Your boy jumped out of a fucking plane. I jumped out of a fucking plane, man. What's wrong with me? The second part of what's wrong with me on that, I jumped out of a plane and I want to do it again. That's what's wrong with me.
That's what happens.
Oh my God. That was a whole different episode where I detailed like everything about that shit. I still haven't put up the fucking pictures yet because they would be on my wall behind me, and they're not. But yeah, I told you, I was laying in bed. I want to say like my 31st, like shortly after my 31st birthday, laying in bed in my new apartment. My dad had stayed with me for a little bit, so this was after he had, got his own shit and moved out or whatever. And I'm laying in bed and I'm like, damn, my 20s were really good, learned a lot. I want my 30s to be better. And then a little bit later, I said, what if I jumped out of a plane? And then fast forward like a year or so, and then I started being like, I did think, what if I jumped out of a plane? Started looking into jumping out of a plane and found some affordable shit and fucking got down to today and jumped out of a fucking plane, bro. What? What?
Hey.
And there are, including myself, there's like four of like my friends who like the four of us who we kind of, Black people, we kind of, young, around the same age, and we're moving and shaking and, doing this and doing that. And we uplift each other and, we always go see each other's projects and stuff like that, blah, blah. And out of the four of us, 3 of us have gone skydiving and 1 dude hasn't. So one day we were all kind of giving him shit like, hey man, what's up, bro? What's going on? What's poppin'? What's up with your skydiving, dog? So that's gonna be like,
He said, I still late.
So that's honestly one thing for next year that, not for real, but I'm gonna try to get him to go skydiving with me. Like, hey man, so what's up with us flying these friendly skies, bro? falling with style. You feel me? But yeah, so those are the three things. I had two other things that I could have included, but those are three things that I wanted to definitely put down. Um, without going super into it. Uh, oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, is it not gonna come off?
Uh-oh. What
There it
happened?
is. There it is.
Um,
Honorable mention: going to Chi-Town solo dolo for a week by myself, seeing 4 plays in 5 days, meeting up with my friend, getting advice, having a great time, and then getting the best review that I have ever gotten for a different show that I did in March.
nice.
So those are the other two things. But yeah, man, if you could say in like one word, one sentence, let's say something that 2023 taught you, or not even taught you, but that a takeaway for 2023, what do you think it would be?
I'm trying to see the best way I can summarize this in a word or whatever.
That's why I said a sentence if you can't think of a word, because sometimes a word is not enough.
Nah, because if I try to go sentence, then I'm going to end up going paragraph because I'm explaining it too much. I'm just going to say 2023 was a good year for introspection.
Introspection.
Mm-hmm.
Do you care to elaborate, or you want to leave it at that?
I do not care to elaborate.
I feel you on that.
Because again, you know me.
No, I feel you on that. One takeaway for me for this year is sometimes you need to regroup, or I might say sometimes you need to do business. That was a takeaway I'll take from this year. And what I mean by that is, as much as it seems like as much as I did do this year, 2023 was a weird year for me. I felt off a lot, didn't leave my apartment as much as like I normally do. And, I felt kind of low energy. I don't think it was no depression like that, but I mean, who knows? But low energy, this, that, whatever. But as it was like, one, I say sometimes you need to do business as the alternative, because I was always planning the next thing for my play and my production company. So it's like, yo, you're not feeling at times artistically fulfilled as far as doing plays, because you sometimes have to do the business side for your own shit. So that was something I learned, is like, hey, if you're, the main one beating the pavement for your stuff, you gotta sacrifice getting in other people's stuff to do your shit, which is fair, bro, because I'm learning. So, but I say sometimes you gotta regroup, because, like I said, I spent a lot of time not doing much, and I'm like, yo, why am I spending so much time in the house? Why do I feel low energy with it? Blah, blah, blah. It's like sometimes you just gotta chill. A lot of 2023, like 2024, I'm not gonna do it as much. I need to get out, do more and whatever. But maybe sometimes you just gotta regroup, and that's the biggest thing I'm gonna take away from this year. If I could think of a sentence, a word or a sentence that I am looking forward to for 2024. For 2024, I'm looking forward to, I'm thinking I'm going to put on 2024. Big things popping, little things stopping. Just breathe and know your worth. That's what I'm doing. Whether that be my worth monetarily, or just my worth just in a more spiritual, figurative sense. But that's what I'm doing. Big things popping, little things stopping. Just breathe and know your worth. There you go. You got a word or a sentence for your 2024?
It's time.
Let's go. I like that. I fucks with that. I want to change mine this time. Hey, good people. Big facts. Yo, sometimes just making it through a fucking year, honestly, not even sometimes, just making it through a fucking year, just making it through 365 days, 366 on a leap year is good enough. Just making it through. If you did other stuff on top of that, that's even fucking better. But in the words of J. Cole, no such thing as a life better than yours. For real. So, and I do really subscribe and try to remember the quote, comparison is a thief of joy. So, all that being said, yo, life is beautiful. Even when it don't feel so beautiful, it's still fucking beautiful. And 2023 is in the can in a few days. 2024 is a blank slate. Let's fucking carpe diem every fucking diem and let's fucking take this year by storm. So that being said, if you would like to follow yours truly on our respective socials, you can go ahead and look me up anywhere you. Oh, that is one thing I did not really do this year. I performed some live music. I didn't release any music this year. Performed, didn't release none. I'm releasing some music for 2024. That's the only thing I didn't really do. That being said, if you would like to follow yours truly on respective socials, anywhere you stream your music, you can go ahead on any music platform. Look me up under the name Superjet. Can I get the word out? Super Zav.
you are Super Jazz. Super Jazz.
You was like all ready to back me up and shit. You said anywhere you stream your music, any music platform, look me up under the name Super Jazz. That is going to be spelled Superjaz. Go ahead and look me up. I dropped my debut solo album, My Secret Identity, a few years ago. It's crazy because it is a few years ago now. Like you talk about time moving quick. But I dropped my debut solo album, My Secret Identity, a few years ago. So go ahead and look that up anywhere you stream your music.
It's a few years ago, and you want to say you look at it that weird? In context with the video, you know who announced it going live? This podcast. Yeah.
Time be moving. But yeah, so Superjaz, anywhere you stream your music. And then go ahead and put in Super Jazz, My Secret Identity, since I'm not that famous yet. Also, go ahead and look me up on X or, Twitter under the name Super Jazz 2. That's Super Jazz number 2. And of course, look me up on Instagram under the name Forever Super Jazz, the word forever spelled correctly. And like I said, 2024, we got some stuff brewing. We got some things going. We got some moving. We got some shaking for Aquarian Rising Productions. So go ahead and find and like the page on Facebook to stay up to date with all things that are happening with my production company. And that is Aquarian Rising Productions. Aquarian, not Aquarius. Where can they find you, sir?
You guys know you can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube on my channel, Feo Grande. That is Feo Grande. As I mentioned, I got 2 podcasts I do weekly over there as well. I'm doing both with a good friend of mine and good friend of the show, Bill Smith.
Shout out to Bill.
Yes, Tuesdays we've got This Guy Hasn't Seen, a podcast, a little movie club where we trade movies back and forth. This week, what we did, I believe, was Dashing Through the Snow from 2023, a Christmas movie starring Ludacris and Lil Rel Howery. That's right. And
I bet it was fun for what it was.
And next week, we may or may not have a guest on the show for some topic, wrestling or something or other. Don't know what guest I would possibly have on the other channel to talk about wrestling, but got that happening next week. Exactly. And then next, and yeah. So on Saturdays, got another show. You Don't Watch Sports. Phil and I talk about some three sports topics from throughout the week, so to help you like sprinkle some information into the sports conversation, where you're guiding light through the sea. Anyway, yeah. I also have a Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. I've clearly been playing a lot of Street Fighter. All that Street Fighter 6 talk I was talking about going on stream. That has been the main thing I've been streaming, with the occasional single player games. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that lately.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Like I already kind of said, good people, just gonna somewhat reiterate this shit, but real shit. Just surviving day to day, especially if you add them up and you find out that you survived 365 of those days. Good enough. 2023 is in the can, however good or bad. I will not say it is concrete, but a lot of times the bad is not as bad as we perceive it to be in the moment. And this too shall pass if it was bad. You feel me? 2024 is a blank slate. There is so much to do. And like I said, that I already kind of knew, but I really learned. Sometimes you need to regroup. So if you got to take a little bit of time, you know, be like, yo, I need to recharge these batteries, lick these wounds, and you need to get back in the race. There ain't no shame in that shit. We have 365 days to get in this motherfucking race. And the only person that you're competing against in the race is you. And it's not a competition. It's just you making you better. So you feel what I'm saying? Like, go ahead. Let's put our motherfucking, horse blinders on. And let's run this motherfucking race of one and become one with us. You feel me? So all that being said, when I say that I don't fucking know you, but I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. And yo, WWW is going to keep moving and shaking. I do know this man and I love him and I love myself. And I can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for your boy. So that being said, when I say it, I really truly mean it. For 365 days, be nice to yourself, people.
Be happy, damn it. Adiosness.